Hello, hello, Crafting Mantis here, and welcome back to another episode on the Diamond Society server. So, I've been doing a lot of work off camera, and we can officially say that the desert has been reclaimed. And yes, I can see there's desert back there. But the areas that I planned on reclaiming have been reclaimed. So on this side, there is this entire section here, because you can see where it doesn't have, this type of grass. All of that was desert, and there's still more that you can't see from up here. And then over here, we have claimed a whole bunch. I mean, this thing goes way over there. In fact, let's see if we can go ahead and travel over there. Oh, I'm in a tree. That's all right. But yeah, so there was so much grass I had to place. And I want to definitely give a huge shout out to, let's see, there was a Thais that gave me dirt. There was Cortezarino that gave me dirt. Doza. Dubs ended up offering dirt. I didn't take any dirt from him. But I might still need some more. I have some left over from this, from what I got from Cortez. But there's still more that I need to do over there. And then, of course, there may be more terraforming and stuff over here. Because, of course, all I did was I replaced the sand with grass. And so it's just a natural terrain generation. But I didn't want to do too much in terms of changing the terrain generation. How it's set up, just for a simple fact that I don't know what exactly is going in here. And so I don't want to put a whole bunch into terraforming and then find out, oh, yeah, that's going to all get ripped out because we're going to build this here. And so this is just a general idea. But this will allow people to come over, because over here, this is going to be the farm area. In fact, that is going to be the project for today. I want to build the first little poor side of town farmhouse type thing. Been doing a lot of research and finding that the poor parts of town they were built with mud bricks, and I'm definitely not going to be building with brick. We already have a shortage of clay. Hello. We already have a shortage of clay, and I pretty much cleaned out this entire area of clay and given it to Danny. So I have no clay. And so we were actually going to be building it in stone, because that was one of the other things that they ended up using. It wasn't, it was in town where they really, used like the marble and stuff like that. So all the pretty houses are in town, but the, like the farms and stuff like that, those are more like the stone and wood and the mud clay. But we're not using mud clay. That clay or bricks are definitely not an option until we actually get the world border down and we can start raiding resources other places. But let's come over here so we can kind of take a look at what we have over here, because this area over here, this is where town is going to be. So we've got the Acropolis up there, and then what I was thinking is over here next to where I built the little pond. That, I think, is where we're going to be building the Agora, which is the kind of like the central plaza within a Greek city. So if we come over here, we've already gotten into the area where we've kind of cleared stuff out, because like this stuff here, this kind of looks funky, but depending on what we do, it will kind of determine on how the terrain generation is going to go. So with the Agora, what I might end up doing is I might end up bringing this up another layer, just so we have this huge area to work with for like the central plaza type thing. Because from the pictures that I've seen, or we might even build the Agora up here. This is, in fact, you know what? That's probably, I mean, it's not center of town, but it's a flat area. But over in that area where you see the shadows and stuff, that is actually where I want to build the theater. But we've got all of this area to work with, and then over there In fact, you can kind of see the water. Over there, that is where the docks and stuff are going to go, because that where that cool little alcove is. But we've got all this new area that we can end up playing around with in terms of building. So definitely super happy with the way that this ended up coming out. Definitely excited to see how this area kind of grows up with with anybody who decides to build over here, because I know Cortez had said something about building some vineyards, so we now have an actual place for him to build said vineyards, which is absolutely fantastic. So this gives us the opportunity to allow people to start, kind of moving in and start building things outside of, like the Acropolis and the Colosseum. So our building is going to be over in this area over here. I am not 100% sure where I want to put it as of yet. And of course, it is getting dark. Yes, it is getting dark. Lovely. All right, well, I am going to figure out where I am going to put this. And then, oh, I don't want iron. Find out where I'm going to put it, take a little nap, and then I will see you guys in just a bit. All right, so I have found the location. So we got the Colosseum over there, and then the birch forest over there. So we are going to put our little farmhouse right here. Now, this is close to where I had done the little pond here. I was originally thinking I was going to build it right there, but then realized the hill's kind of in the way. So we are going to build it on top here, and then I'll figure out something to do down here. Not 100% sure yet. But this particular one, this layout, I was working in my creative world, and I did a couple layouts. Now this one, this is actually going to be, it's going to have a little stable here. Because, they would keep horses, goats, sheep, whatever. But for this particular one, I'm going to try to find some horses somewhere around here, somewhere. I don't know. But I'm going to have a couple horses in here. And then, so this right here, this is going to be a courtyard. This is going to be a little storeroom. This is actually going to be split up into 3 different areas. This area is going to be the men's area. This is going to be the women's area. This is going to be the center area, where there's going to be a staircase that goes up, and there's going to be a second floor. So definitely a lot of stuff. Oop, and I'm lagging a little bit. Definitely a lot of stuff in order to get this done. So I am going to get to building. And then once I make some progress, I will come back and show you guys. All right, guys, we have a first floor. So this is just the basic idea. We've got the bricks on the outside as kind of reinforcements. And then I used both gravel and cobblestone to kind of break up the texture. Now, back then, they didn't use glass or anything because they wanted to be able to have the breezes and stuff like that flow through, because it would get hot. And they wanted, to be able to have airflow and stuff like that through there. We've got this little stable here. Oh, and I didn't even, but what I'm thinking is that I might end up actually putting some glass in here, because mobs can just walk right in. So we might go ahead and put glass in there. I haven't quite decided yet whether or not I wanted to do that. But we have, like I said, we have the stables, and then there's no windows here because this is actually a storeroom, and so they wouldn't want light and stuff getting into there. But over here we have a little, little courtyard. Over here is where their altar is, and then a little watering, water area. And then a lot of times they didn't have an actual kitchen, and they would cook, on an open fire out in the courtyard. So that is what I did with this particular one, since it is a smaller house. So I used quartz in here for the floor, because what they would do is they would actually put tiles, because tiles would stay cooler. And I didn't want to use the glazed terracotta because the patterns are a little bit too busy. And so I went with the quartz because you end up with the, it looks like tile, but it's quartz, not tile. But this will be our little storeroom. I haven't done the interior yet. We got a storeroom. This will be the women's area. So this is where the women would, work, weave, and do all of that. And then over here, we'll have the men's area, which is where, the men, lounged and talked and stuff like that. And then not 100% sure what I want to do with this area here. But we've got the staircase that goes up. And then I've already laid the floor down for the second floor. But I haven't quite done that yet. So definitely liking how this is turning out. There's definitely going to be needing some greenery and stuff like that so we can break up some of the stone because there's been a lot of stone being used here. So, but that's definitely going to, when the farms and stuff start coming in, it's going to help break up a lot of that. So I am going to finish the top floor, and then when I get that done, I will be right back with you guys. All right, we are done. So we do have a second floor now. So that's what it looks like on this side. And if we come back here, and I'm definitely thinking about going ahead and adding the glass because for one, that'll add just a little bit of color in here. I know it's not, not traditional for this, type of era build, but that'll add a little bit of color, and then it'll also prevent moths from coming in. And I would prefer that my builds don't get blown up, especially since I'm using quartz. And quartz has a very low blast resistance. So we've got lots and lots of windows. And then if we come in here, the inside isn't all that much. We've got this little seating area with a little railing. And then, plenty of views, so they'll be able to, see out into the farm and stuff like that. And then this will be a bedroom here, and then over here will be a bedroom as well. And so these center areas, I'm still not, I'm not 100% sure what I want to do with these. I'll have to go back and look to see what some of the other rooms were that, that they had within these buildings. And then, kind of figure out from there what to do with it. So the next step with this particular build would be, doing some outside work and stuff like that. But I think what I want to do is I want to figure out what farm this is going to be. So I'll probably end up getting with Cortez to find out what he needs in order, for a vineyard, see how much space he needs. That way I can kind of plan, this farm, and then we can kind of go from there. So that is all I have time for this episode. So I definitely hope that you guys enjoyed this build. It was definitely interesting. I've never done anything like this before. But yeah. So if you like this episode, definitely hit that like button. If you're not already subscribed, please do so. It's definitely greatly appreciated. And then hit that notification bell to let you know when I put out additional content. But for now, I'm going to call it, and I will see you guys in the next episode.